Hey everyone, and welcome back. Julianne here with a St. Patrick's Day inspired card featuring some more honeybee stamps and dies. Today I'm going to be using the Gnome Place Like Home stamps and dies, Rainbow Wishes, the Flower Pot Honey Cuts, and the 4-leaf clover stamp set that is free right now with a qualifying purchase. I'm going to start out my card today by stamping 2 of the gnome images from Gnome Place Like Home, as well as the 4-leaf clover from the 4-leaf clover stamp set. I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring today, so I am stamping onto some Express It blending cardstock, and I'm going to be stamping the 4-leaf clover images a few times since I'm going to want a bunch of those on my card today. Once I have all of my images stamped out, I'm going to start my Copic coloring. I'm going to show you the coloring of these first 2 clovers, but the rest of them I'm going to do off camera to save some time in this video. I'm just going to be doing some simple coloring for them since they are such tiny images. And I'm just going to start with my lightest shade of YG06, and then I'm going to add some detail with my darker 2 shades, YG09 and G16, to the center of each petal before going back in with my lightest shade. And to add that detail with those 2 darker shades, I'm just going to do a flicking motion, starting in the center of each petal and then flicking my way out towards the outside of the petal. Now that I've completed the coloring of the clovers, I'm going to move on to coloring in my gnomes, which for my card today are going to be my cute little leprechauns. I've been on a rainbow kick these past couple days, so to continue with that, I'm going to be adding some rainbow colors to both of my leprechauns in their hats, their socks, and the girl's little scarf. I thought adding in these bright colors to them would really make them pop in my card. I will have my marker caps off to the side of the screen so that you can follow along with my color combination in case you are wanting to recreate this rainbow. I wanted to add that I will be using the same color combinations for both of my leprechauns today. I'm now going to start working on my leprechaun socks. Since there isn't a lot of room for shading since the area is so tiny, I'm just going to be using the lighter of my shades for each color combination I used for his hat, creating a stripe pattern down the socks. I did feel as though the socks needed a little bit of shading, so once I get that first layer of each color down, I'm going to go on with C2, adding a line on the inside of each of his socks before going back over each area again with my lightest shade. This added step is going to give his socks just the perfect amount of detail. Here I'm going to be coloring in my leprechaun's beard with my lightest shade of YR24 and then adding in my 2 darker shades YR27 and E37, again doing that flicking motion as I did with the 4-leaf clovers, adding in that hair-like detail to both his mustache and his beard. I will be using these same 3 colors to add in that same detail to my girl's braids. Off camera, I colored in my girl leprechaun using those same color combinations that I showed before for her hat, scarf, socks, and as well as her hair. And since this stamp set originally was meant for Christmas, she does have some holly in her hair, but I colored it in with some pink shades to make it look as though it was a flower. Now I'm just going to be finishing off my leprechaun by coloring in his outfit using those same green shades I used before for my 4-leaf clovers. With the coordinating dies, I'm going to die cut out my leprechauns. There isn't a coordinating die set for the 4-leaf clovers, so I'm just going to use my scan and cut machine to cut those out. And off camera, I did do the rest of my die cutting, which included my rainbow from the Rainbow Wishes die set. And here I'm just going to be adhering my rainbow onto some white cardstock. You won't be able to see the white cardstock once I fussy cut it out. I just wanted to give my rainbow a backer to make it easier for me to adhere it to my card. So I'm just going to continue adhering each color down using some liquid adhesive. Next, I'm going to start working on my sentiment for my card today. I'm going to be using the sentiment that is part of the 4-leaf clover stamp set, and I'm going to be heat embossing it to what will be my pot of gold. To create my pot of gold, I die cut some black cardstock using the flower pot card die set. The die actually cuts out the front and back for the flower pot, and I just cut along the perforated edge since I only needed the front for my card today. I do apologize that I realized too late I wasn't filming my heat embossing process, but I wanted to let you all know that I pre-treated my cardstock with some anti-static powder before I stamped my image using some Versamark clear embossing ink before applying some gold embossing powder and heat setting it with my heat tool. To add a little bit of glitter to my card, because what rainbow is complete without glitter, I'm going to be using my clear Wink of Stella pen to add some glitter to my rainbow as well as both of my leprechauns. I have to say this is one of my favorite things to do to add detail to my images. I just love all the sparkle this pen gives off. It can be hard to see sometimes in videos, but in person it's really pretty. With everything done and I've decided on the placement for all of my images, I'm going to start putting my card together. With the cloud stencil from the Outdoor Scene Builder stencil set, I ink blended a cloud background and I'm going to be adhering my grass borders directly down using some liquid adhesive. I'm also going to be adhering the bottom part of my pot of gold using that same liquid adhesive, making sure not to add any to the top part, since I do plan on tucking in pieces of gold as well as my rainbow behind it. I'm just going to start adhering my last few items to my card. Both leprechauns are going to be adhered down using some foam adhesive to give my card some added dimension. And for the 4-leaf clovers in the front, I'm just going to be adhering those down with some liquid adhesive, filling in the space between both of my leprechauns, making sure not to cover up my sentiment. my card needed a little bit of something, so it was at this point that I decided to use some heart dies to die cut some green glitter cardstock, and I'm just going to scatter those throughout my background. And that's my card for today. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more card making ideas. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used in today's video, they will be listed and linked down below in the description. I wanted to also mention that Honeybee Stamps is currently having a huge retirement sale going on right now. I will have a link down below in the description to take you straight there, as well as a discount code for all regular priced items. And as always, have a wonderful day and happy crafting!